Being 9 o'clock, we'll call the meeting to order. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We have one addition to the agenda under discussion items. Remember the joint powers thing that we did between the attorney's office? We also did it from the sheriff's department. It's a joint powers between the BCA and Houston County. We need to do one for...
This was the DOC one.
Yeah,
Yep.
we need to do the DOC one now. So we'll discuss that underneath discussion items.
Move to approve the agenda with the addition of the joint powers agreement discussion.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Has everyone had a chance to look at the minutes?
Minutes look good. I'll make a motion to approve the minutes.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
It was brought to my attention too that the sheriff's running a little late because of the road construction. I got caught, it was like 15 minutes, so if he's late, that's why, so, just so we know.
Okay. Oh, I'm sorry, I missed something else on here that's on our agenda that we need to, there won't be a human services update.
Okay.
Ms. Kruger, do you want to wait until he gets here, or?
It's up to the board. I do have the sheriff's recommendation for the comment though, and Parker's recommendation.
Okay.
I can take care of the other two items.
Okay, well, why don't you come forward and take care of those two, and then if he comes in between?
Sheriff's just pulling up now.
Okay. All right, then we'll take care of those and,
I'll take care of the other two.
yep.
The first one is a clarification on Director Marshall's appointment. Last week, I had requested the appointment be for a .1 from her .8. She has requested that be somewhere between .8 and 1.0. I shouldn't say a .1, a 1.0. Director Marshall requested that be dependent upon the work of the week, that some weeks that she might only need to be here .8, other weeks 1.0.
Okay.
And so with that, she and I both respectfully request that you approve that appointment clarification.
Could we have a motion to approve that clarification, please?
I so move.
Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries.
The extension search, which all of you know we had spent quite a bit of time on, and we are very pleased to say, announce that Kelly Peterson was the successful candidate for that position. Ms. Peterson is currently in the Public Health Department as a clerk too. This is a lateral transfer. She would be transferred over at the same classification within the same unit at the same rate of pay. From her current assignment, which is, I believe, a .8 assignment to this full-time assignment. I, just as a matter of side interest, Director Marshall nor I have a recommendation at this point as to what, if any, how to fill some of those duties. I know some may be absorbed by other staff. We're just looking at that, and we worked on that and even after hours yesterday. So, and determined not to bring a recommendation forward until next week. So with that in mind, I would like to request that you approve the assignment of Kelly.
I'll make a motion to approve Kelly for extension, especially now with the fair coming up. She'll be very busy.
I'll
Do we-
second.
Okay. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
And there will be a couple of dates that she's going to be helping out on the WIC clinics. The two departments are working closely together. I believe they are the 4th and 10th. I can't remember the exact dates. We will be, during this transition, still using the services, employing the services of Casey Scanlon on an as-needed basis. She was the 67-day employee, especially in light of the fact that we are in fair season here very shortly. And so with that, that's all I have at this moment.
The
Sheriff
sheriff
England
is
is
here.
here.
Good morning, Sheriff.
Sorry I'm late, I wasn't
Just on
anticipating
time, actually just in time, which is not bad.
that. All right.
And as you may know, although there have been a number of positions that we've been trying to fill here, in the sheriff's office, we have 2 outstanding vacancies that we're looking to fill. One that's recently re-advertised that you approved last week. The other one, the sheriff is here with a recommendation. We're here to recommend Chad Reddy as a 1.0 FTE probationary jailer dispatcher B3. That should be 2-3 at an hourly rate of $20.17, effective August 3rd, 2016.
Do we have a motion to approve that hire?
I move to approve.
Second.
Any discussion? Did you want to add anything, Sheriff?
No, Commissioners, other than the background is completed on him now, so we're ready to move forward.
Okay, great.
Background come back.
And the effective date is
Acceptable.
August 3rd.
August 3rd, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, good. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Yeah, thanks,
Thank you.
Commissioners.
And Ms. Miners, I just want to note that the effective date on Kelly Peterson's is there in the request for
Okay,
motion.
very good.
July 21st. That's all, other than a quick update to say we received our feedback from the Department of the Historical Society regarding our pre-application for our grant. I've been exchanging emails with Aaron Berg of Preservation Alliance. We're going to meet tomorrow to discuss the response from the Historical Society and put the final draft of our document together for submission. One of the, interestingly enough, one of the items that among several, I mean, they really do a nice job of critiquing that pre-grant process, application process is quite useful. One of the items that they listed was, it appears anyway, at first blush, that they think we should be asking for a little more money. So we're going to review the dollars that we've estimated for some of these costs. And so I will bring that forward to you once we've gone through it and really sat down and looked at it. Historical Society has the benefit of seeing many of these, so they have seen a lot of proposals and costs, professional costs and technical costs across the
Sarah,
press, so that was very helpful.
Is there any kind of date connected to this, like when we?
This is one day at this, the final is due yet this month.
Okay.
So we only have a few days
Okay.
to get that together, and it will be submitted on time by that deadline. I believe it's one day next week. I don't have the exact day committed to
Okay.
memory, but it is yet this
Good.
month.
And then how long will it take them to reach a decision? Is that like 6 weeks out, 3 months?
That I don't
Okay.
have an
Okay.
estimate on. I expect it would be sometime this fall, early fall,
Okay.
late summer, and if, I don't know if they have multiple rounds, but the money wouldn't be released till 2017. The notification would come before then, is my
Okay.
understanding.
Great,
For
thank you for that.
2017 funding.
Yes, this is for this building.
No, it was a joint application for this building as well as the historical jail.
So it would be a study over there.
A reuse study over there, as well as some architectural drawings here for some of the, and some of the professional technical work that needs to be done in order to submit for the roof project, the stone masonry, etc.
Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Lapham, our finance supervisor, would you like to come forward? Oh, yes, Ms. Trias, our county treasurer, should come forward also.
She is presenting the cash and investment summary through June 30th. You received the line item budget reports, and as you can see in departments, there's green for good in the revenues, and there's some that's red for not so good in the expenditures. But if you look on page 35, that shows the grand total of all our, major funds that actually affect our money. And our budget deficit is $253,887, but through June 30th, we actually have collected more than we have spent. So we hope that continues.
That's a good thing.
Were there any specifics that you saw? Take a look at. We have several department heads here who will readily answer questions.
Have we started working on our budget for next year?
The worksheets will be finished by the end of this week and be sent out along with the spreadsheet for the capital improvement 5-year plan.
Okay.
And they would probably request that they be back mid-August, and then we will have until September, the end of September,
To
set
do
the
our preliminary.
levy. Yep.
So should we be meeting with departments yet or not?
No,
Okay.
after we get all of the departments back in and get the information put into the system, that's when I probably have, like maybe a committee of a couple commissioners to go through it first to see if there's anything that should be changed right off the bat, and then start moving
Okay.
the departments.
Okay, thank you. And are all of our new hires in this now?
They are not.
Okay.
No. They have 30 days to sign up for benefits, so.
Do any of the department heads that are here have any questions or concerns for the board? Okay. Yes.
In lieu of the Alice training that we've had and some security issues that we found, obviously none of us have money in our budgets for security changes.
Mhm.
Is that something we're supposed to be working into our own budgets, or is that something you are dealing with, or test, or?
I'm not sure. Is there any feeling from the rest of the board?
Well, I know we talked about that at the department head meeting 2 months ago, and we'll talk about that again this upcoming department head meeting to kind of pick up where we left off. But that's a good question. Yeah, how do you, should this be an all-county thing, or is it individual department by department? And that might be something that we'll have to have as a discussion, obviously, from the board and department heads and all of that. I mean, I understand if you said, hey, it's the door going into our office or the windows going into our office, somebody would say, well, then it should be your office that covers that. However, is the county building, there's that gray area of, should we do it for everybody?
Well, that's it, some of the issues that were brought up is for more than one office,
Right.
so.
And it's also for the public.
Right.
We need to keep that in mind too, that everything we do for safety and security in any of our buildings is for the public also.
And when we did the, the rearranging of the offices after people moved out, that was all paid out for out of one place, which I'm thinking is probably so that you have a handle on it.
Well, and that's,
As to how
I
much you
guess,
spend.
my gut reaction, you guys, whatever you think too, but my gut reaction would be we should come together as a kind of a capital improvements thing and say this is what needs to take place.
It's an overall building improvement
Right.
rather than.
Mhm.
Ms. Kruger, did you have something you wanted to
I
add?
was just going to say, when it comes to rekeying of the facilities, it makes much more sense to do it globally
Mhm.
and to look at different options and have like common locking system, security system, and not have it individual per department. And there are some doors with that there would need to be some doors that we have to change because the doors aren't solid core to handle that kind of locks. There's people of them like that, not all. But that would be something that we would request. You may want to do that not only for this building, but then consider on some of the other buildings as well. When we changed our lock system this last time, we went, which we could do with the punches, this wouldn't be any different, but we want something that's also easily accessible under one key, if you will, for the fire department. And so all of those things we look at. You may want to, at that point, I understand the Alex Training had the recommendation that the key punch would be easier for people that are comfortable with keys, understandably. It may be, though, that in a time of panic, I'm not sure if numbers would be remembered. Maybe we should be looking at a system where we use our cards to get in access. However, that is a substantial investment there because each door has to be wired for that. But there are multiple options, or at least two that should be looked at, so that 5 years from now we aren't going, oh, we should have done this then. So that our money goes forward rather than, just one time expense.
I think it should be a capital improvement project.
In the old building, I mean, the original courthouse, or is that what you're talking about? The push button didn't work for the door that I actually had.
No, that's what I mentioned, that some doors will have to be replaced as well.
But is that gonna run through all doors in the old courthouse, you think?
I have to take an inventory. There's some are and some aren't. There's a lot of different doors on these thresholds. And it's even more than one. Common one, no.
Okay.
I
And
think
I
it
think
should
we-
be a capital improvement project for
Yeah.
the whole, the
And
whole
we need
system.
to get the Alice training finished for all
Mhm.
the departments and all the areas.
Yeah.
We're working on that. Me and the sheriff just had a meeting about that the other day, and working with department heads and trying to, everybody's has summer vacations, and we just want to make sure that we have everybody. We did work really well before we did one floor. We have one floor done. But yeah, we're working to get all that aligned with the department heads and make that happen soon, very soon.
Good.
So weeks away, not months, so.
Thank you. Anything else? Okay, thanks. Now we'll hear from Donna.
Okay. Okay, the cash as of June 30th was $14,846,624. As you can see, the green highlighted line down the bottom of the sheet. The green one is our actual general fund account, and we don't keep much money in there anymore. As of, I think they started in July. Bank of the West they changed some of our accounts around because they were, at one time we were set up for this whole group of summary accounts, and what they did is they gave us a charge and then they reversed it, and anyway, so it got to be a lot worse, so then they changed us over to another name in our accounting. So for like our general fund, we don't even get any interest anymore as of July. So we're keeping, we've always kept very little amounts in there, but so 41,000 is the amount in the general fund and 4 million in the cash book account, the next line down. Then we also have Ice and State Bank. I've got $3,072,000 in there, and there I'm earning 1% interest, and hasn't changed at all. So I'm crossing my fingers we keep that. I've been hearing things from some of the brokers that the rates are going to drop significantly, which everybody says, how could it drop any lower? But I'm talking below 1%. So it's possible that could go down in the fall, but you know, who knows?
Pretty soon we'll owe them.
Pardon?
Pretty soon we'll owe them, huh?
Right, yeah, I hope not. So that's the story on the liquid accounts basically for general revenue. This is all general revenue on this large sheet here.
It's not,
Well, not.
it's
yeah.
our pooled
It's our
cash.
pooled
Some of
cash.
it actually would be road and bridges, some of
Yeah.
it would be general fund, some of it would be human services, but it's our pooled cash.
Oh, pool cash, yeah. So it's not, I mean, when I say that, I'm meaning too that, this second sheet here, this one with the colored stuff on, this is basically the general fund investments which are separated right now, that are not included in this large sheet here. So, going back to the large sheet again, the bottom where I've got the multi-bank, Raymond James, and all, those are all the separate investments that are considered as investments. And, you know, basically, they don't change a whole lot as far as amounts go unless I decide to invest more money. But at this time, I'm kind of holding off because of the highway department. So I'm not really, I'm trying to keep as much money as I can liquid, you know, that will allow. Then going into the larger sheet here with, or the smaller sheet, the fund investments. Basically, there's not really much change in that. The highway department still has their money market available, which is, see here, it's the one here, yeah. It's the 2655, it's 1,101,600. So that's available, that's specifically in the highway department's fund. So I kind of cut that the same as well. There was a certificate that came due, and I just moved it into the money market, so it's more available for them. But basically, the total fund investments is $3,229,579.68. So that's the total fund. Otherwise, let's see, as far as this sheet here, the cash has pretty much stayed the same. You know, from basically from 2011 and on, it's maybe a little bit higher. So that's good news. Do you guys have any questions?
So I'm just looking, and on page 28 of the financial report that was sent out, it's the last page of the treasurer's cash trial balance. And that total on there is $14,846,624.40. And that matches the fund, or the big sheet that she sent out.
40 or 20?
20.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, 20. So you can see actually this money is actually attributable to all the different funds. And you can see actually taxes and penalties is $248,000 of that money. So this isn't just, you know, the general money to be spent.
Which page are you looking at in here?
On page 28.
28, okay. Thank you.
And then if you actually wanted to tie out the fund investments, you would go to the trial balance for each of those.
Mm-hmm.
And like the road and bridge, no, I've forgotten the page number. But you can tie all of Donna's reports to the financial reports, just so you know how that,
All that flows together.
but like on page 9 of the report, which is road and bridge, it shows their investments of $1,493,000, and that ties to the balance that's on Donna's sheet here. So in looking at all of these investments, you can see that Road and Bridge has cash of $7,731,000. It's not, it's included in these general accounts. So there's really not one place here that says this is how much we could spend tomorrow
Right.
on that. Except that we have the 4 million and the 3 million in money market accounts, which is readily pretty accessible.
And then the 1 million of the on highway on this sheet here. So basically, that's an extra $1 million there that's available as well. And there are quite a few certificates that are coming due, another month actually, and as well in 3 years. So that's another option, you know. I mean,
And the interest rates are still down on those also? Mm-hmm.
Does anyone have any questions?
Actually, you've done a very good job at investing with the way the market is.
Trying to. I guess, you know, if you figure, you know, instead of running it set for nothing, that 1% is better than, and actually there's a, Merchants Bank has a special going on right now for 1.4 for 24 months. So I'm thinking, I don't know what the board thinks, but I'm thinking it's gonna be at least 2 years before the highway department something will come of that. So I'm thinking about, using some of these, investing, I don't know when the deadline's gonna be, if they're gonna not have the, special going. But 24 months is a pretty good deal for 1.4. And it's very unusual, actually. So, some of these, and it's gotta be new money, of course. It can't be renewal. However, I do have some certificates that are coming due in another month, so something I might be thinking about.
Right.
I'm always looking for,
And that's through merchants?
yes.
Yeah.
And depending on the
Makes
deadline,
sense.
we could actually use some of our cash and
Right.
purchase them
Oh,
if
sure.
they didn't, if ours didn't come due before the deadline to have
Right.
those.
Yep. You can always
Just
use the other
swap them.
cash. Yeah, because it has to be brand new money in their mind, so that's the first question they'll ask is it brand new money, and it is new money, so.
Great, thank you.
All right, well, always, email if you have any questions or
Well, thank you.
comments.
Would anyone like to make a motion to put the consent agenda items on file to the correspondence to payroll regarding the recent interim appointment?
I'll make a motion to the consent agenda items on file.
Is there a second?
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And I understand there's a highway department meeting today, and so we'll talk about that next week. Commissioner reports and comments. Commissioner Chomey, would you like to start?
I have no reports.
The only thing I had was election training last week, which our auditor office did a wonderful job at. Really enjoyed it. Learned a lot now if I can remember it all. But we got their telephone number, so.
That's right.
Very good session.
Nothing, just reminder, we got the tour, Friday, right?
Yep.
And I also had the election training. That was it for me, too.
Well, I was busy. One thing I want to bring up so that maybe you can put it on your schedules if it's something you can fit in. They're doing a Navigating Key Land Use Issues September 14th in St. Cloud. And I've been to the training and it's really good, and every time that they do it, you learn more. It's worth the drive to St. Cloud for the training.
This is for land use.
Yep. And then on Wednesday, I had a Board of Directors and Marketing meeting for Southern Minnesota Tourism. And on Thursday, we had our general meeting. We really got a lot out of the meeting. Courtney also came to it. And our area director, I think she's called, is going to be at our tourism meeting on Thursday and helping connect us more to Minnesota tourism. So if there's people who's, that are involved in tourism, it's 1:30 to 3:30 at the Hoka City Hall on Thursday. And we'll have a lot of information there too, so it'll be very worthwhile. She is just a wealth of information, and she's willing to come and help us with anything we can to promote tourism in the area. And then on Thursday night, I went to a meeting, training on running effective meetings and leading with civility. And there was so much to learn. It was so worthwhile. And I'm going to be getting more things out to the other commissioners on what I got. I just haven't had a chance to get copies of it all done yet. But it was very good. It's also going to be eventually available online. So we'll be able to get that through AMC. They're working on that. They're taping all the sessions and then combining it all to get all the information out for everyone, which I thought was really a good thing. And one of the things that I learned is every commissioner in our county has a hidden agenda for being a county commissioner. It's to make this county the best it can be. And I think that we need to remember that we're all here for the same purpose. And that's the end of my report. So we can move on to approve claims, human services, and license center disbursements.
Move to approve.
I'll second.
Have the claims made it all the way through?
They're here.
Okay, all right, then we can. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Okay, now we need to approve the joint powers agreement that we talked about earlier. Is that?
This is with the DOC?
Yes, it's
Correct.
with the DOC.
Has been reviewed by Attorney Yant.
Yes, and it's,
Already.
we've already done them for 2 other of our departments. Is there a motion to approve this joint powers agreement?
I so move.
Okay, I'll just wait till I'm done, okay.
I'll second it.
Okay. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. This being the 3rd Tuesday of the month, we'll take public comment. If you want to come forward, state your name and your township or city. We can do that at this time. Does anyone have a public comment today? Can come forward.
No. I'm Crosby Township. I was just wondering what tour you referred to on Friday.
We've got a tour going on with, I know, Farm Bureau and, was it
The soil and water, and it's just it's an invited tour of elected officials that they're taking out to show.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
I just have a quick question. I saw in a previous meeting.
Oh, wait a second. Can you come forward and then give your name and where you're from?
Crescent.
Okay.
I saw at a previous meeting that the rationale for 20 acres for a maintenance building was townships giving up roads. Does somebody have some actual facts of who's giving it up and when? Because the day after that was announced, Hoka gave some back, or took some back. So I'm just wondering, because when I first came to the county as a commissioner, I was told that we had to build a new jail because the state would shut it down. That wasn't true. And I heard that OSHA was going to shut down the maintenance building. That wasn't true. So I'm just curious, do we have some data on what townships are going to turn the maintenance over to the county and when they're going to do it?
Nothing concrete that I'm aware of. Crooked Creek Township, I believe, has Forrest Sauer. He's spoken of retiring, and they don't believe that there's anyone going to come forward, I guess, and take over his
So they
job
have
on that.
Huge amount.
That was Crooked Creek, and I can't remember without Brian being here, but I think there's another township also that's considering.
Okay, but no.
Jefferson,
no,
maybe?
they- Do both of those townships have a huge amount of equipment that they'd be moving to Caledonia?
Forrest has his own equipment. Road grader, I'm not exactly sure what he has for equipment. But there again, you know, the speculation is he's gonna retire and that nobody is gonna, that there is no one that's gonna
Okay, just
succeed
curious,
him.
'cause my guess is that the amount of equipment they have probably wouldn't require 10 or 15 acres of additional land. Thank you.
Is there anyone else who would like to come before the board? Anyone else? Okay, not hearing from anyone else, is there any other business to come before the board?
I would move to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries.